Sponsored by My Patriot Supply. Guys, My Patriot Supply is doing a 25% off sale on their 4-week emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you have to go to preparewithnyprepper.com. And again, that's 25% off of their 4-week emergency food supply. That's a $60 discount. And the food supply includes over 2,000 calories per day, up to a 25-year shelf life. It's packed into 2 rugged buckets and weighs 38 pounds total. Free shipping is included. And what's great about this is you have 4 weeks of food in just 2 buckets. You can easily put that anywhere. And if you have to bug out, you can easily throw that in your vehicle. Now, My Patriot Supply also has a general store where they sell pretty much any prepping and survival related product you could imagine. To get to their general store, you have to go to the My Patriot Supply logo at the top of the preparewithnyprepper.com webpage. You click on that logo and it takes you to their general store, and you can see they have pretty much anything you could imagine. They have potassium iodide at a great price. I have a few of these. They also have survival bars, survival seeds, water filters, solar generators, anything you can imagine. So check out preparewithnyprepper.com to get 25% off of the My Patriot Supply 1-month emergency food supply. The link is in the description below this video. Might be a software bug. I'm not sure what's going on. My computer keeps telling me to restart and install some new microphone update. I guess that's probably why. I just haven't had a chance to do it. So hopefully next time I'll get it resolved. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you guys are doing great. We have some major breaking news coming in. Emergency alert tonight, guys. We have U.S. nuclear forces on high alert. I hope you're having a great Friday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the headlines first. And I'm going to read the headlines and then we'll go through the headlines in detail. But basically, we have 4 nuclear war command and control planes up in the air this evening. So what you're looking at here are some flight paths, and you can see 4 nuclear war command and control planes up in the air. They were up in the air basically all afternoon. We have one over here off the coast of New Jersey, and this thing did like this crazy big loop here. It looped like all around the Northeast and the Ohio Valley. Just absolutely insane. I haven't seen anything like this before. This is crazy, guys. So I reported earlier that there were 3 in the air, and then I came back this evening to check for some updates and do my nightly update, and I decided to go live because there were 4 of these in the air. Okay, so this is insane. We have one off the coast of Tampa. These planes are responsible for remotely launching all of our Minuteman III ICBMs through the Airborne Launch Control System, or ALCS. And they also are responsible for communicating with our submerged nuclear-armed submarines. They use very low frequency to transmit emergency action messages, which are nuclear attack options that are broadcasted from the National Military Command Center in the Pentagon to our ballistic missile subs. These planes are also used for transmitting emergency war orders, which are the orders to launch. Okay, so they're very important planes, and 4 of them up in the air. That is extremely unusual, guys. And with everything going on in the world, I don't think this is, unusual. I mean, with everything going on, it's not unusual, Last night, some of you guys were here. We had North Korea fire rockets at South Korea, so I want to talk about that. Want to update you guys on Ukraine. and the Middle East, Israel. So there's a lot of stuff going on. More earthquakes today. We have that massive sunspot that could give off a solar flare in the coming days. 40% chance of solar flares today. We have a winter storm warning across the entire interior Northeast and Appalachian Mountains. So lots of stuff going on, but really this is the main emergency here, guys. Okay, U.S. nuclear forces are on high alert. This was about 2 hours ago, right around 7:30, 8 p.m. Eastern time. You can see all 4 of these nuclear war command and control planes in the air at the same time. Okay, and here's a closer look at what they were doing in the western part of the U.S. You could see one of them was out here in the Pacific, and then it went all the way over the Rocky Mountains, and then it was looping over Kansas. And then here you can see in the eastern part of the U.S. what they were doing. Just absolutely insane, guys. Okay, I mean, this is just unprecedented, this type of activity. Apparently, Russia is planning to invade Kharkiv again. That's the city in northern Ukraine. So looks like Russia is going to try to take advantage of the situation right now and try to gain some more land. Okay. So I'm going to start reading off some headlines here. First, I want to just quickly acknowledge the people that have donated. So Diva's mom, congratulations for being a member for 1 month. Z Cali, thank you for joining the channel. And on, thank you. Devin Awe, thank you for gifting 20 memberships. Tracy Oviate, thank you for joining the channel. SFC Roman, thank you for gifting a membership. Diva's mom, thank you for your super chat. And Tracy, thank you for your super chat. Hope you guys are having a great Friday. And Poopy McScoopy, thank you so much for the gifting of 5 memberships. Thank you guys for all your generosity. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to just start reading off some headlines here. If you missed the major breaking news late last night, North Korea fired 200 missiles into South Korea. They targeted some island, and 2 islands were evacuated completely. We don't know if those islands are still evacuated. There's been no update since last night, which is extremely weird, guys. Okay, very strange. South Korea was changing their story. Initially, they said that North Korea fired 200 rockets at this island, and then they said that the 200 rockets landed in the water and that they didn't actually land on the island. So they're flip-flopping back and forth, which basically tells me that they're trying to cover up the story going into a weekend. They don't want bad news for their people. They don't want people panicking. They want people out shopping and living their life. So they're basically trying to hide the truth, okay? So we haven't heard anything since this event last night. Mainstream media has been quiet. South Korea has been quiet. No updates from the South Korean military. No updates from Yonhap News, which is the big South Korean news outlet that's like their main news channel. Okay, no updates from the U.S. This is a really strange situation, guys. Okay, so apparently, like I said, North Korea fired over 200 rockets at an island in South Korea, like right on the border with North Korea. South Korea evacuated 2 islands in response. Like I said, we don't know if those islands are still evacuated or what the status is. We have no idea. But one thing we do know is that South Korea responded by firing 400 missiles into waters just south of the North Korean border. Okay, so kind of a weak response, if you ask me. They basically fired missiles into their own waters. They didn't even fire it into North Korean waters. So that makes them look very weak and scared. Okay. It's kind of like if somebody punches you in the face and you respond back by um, picking up the phone and calling your mom. Okay. Um, it's a very weak response. Okay. And so that's the latest with South Korea and North Korea. I don't have any other details, unfortunately, but you can see that we have 4 nuclear war command and control planes in the air today. So U.S. nuclear forces are on high alert. We had another earthquake in Southern California today. A 4.1 magnitude earthquake struck 1 kilometer west of Little Creek, California, at a shallow depth of only 9 kilometers. So that's just about half a mile deep. Or I'm sorry, what am I saying? 5 miles deep. Okay, it's pretty shallow as far as earthquakes go. And Ukraine is bracing for a renewed Russian offensive near Kharkiv. Moscow's forces struck the city and 15 surrounding settlements with missiles, artillery, and mortars on Thursday, which the Ukrainian military is saying are preparation strikes for some kind of an offensive, a potential ground offensive into Kharkiv. Okay. They want to take advantage of the fact that Ukraine is not getting the level of support now that they were getting in the last 2 years. And even stupidly, one of the spokespersons for the Biden administration, another stupid thing that the Biden administration did was they had their spokesman go out on TV and say publicly, we're not giving Ukraine the same level of support this year as we did last year or the year before. I mean, how stupid can you be? You got to be just completely brainless. I mean, I don't know. It's really scary how stupid this administration is with everything they've been doing. Just totally insane. So Russia probably knows that, and they want to start making some big moves. Crimea is currently under a massive attack tonight, again by Ukraine. Apparently, there's been a combined attack with cruise missiles, aerial drones, and naval drones. And apparently, Yevpatoria is particularly being targeted. And this comes after another massive attack yesterday. 23 Russian soldiers were killed yesterday in Crimea, including 5 high-ranking officers. And there's rumors that even Gerasimov, the Russian chief of staff, was taken out. I don't know if that's true. We'll have to wait and see. It seems like it's BS, but nevertheless, Ukraine took out several high-ranking Russian military officers yesterday, and Crimea is currently under massive attack again tonight by Ukraine. Okay, Ukraine targeted the Novorossiysk naval base yesterday, and today it appears they're attacking the western part of Crimea. So, Crimea is the apple of Putin's eyes, guys. Okay, Putin just loves Crimea. So get prepared, guys. Okay, things are really escalating. Mona Williams, thank you. I'm glad you liked my intro. Thank you so much. The Russian Ministry of Defense reported that air defense systems intercepted 5 Ukrainian drones over the western part of the Black Sea tonight. Okay, so Crimea is again under massive attack by Ukraine. And the Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant apparently visited northern Israel. This comes after the chief of staff of Israel, Herzi Halevi, visited northern Israel. And he said during his visit, we prefer a political solution versus a military one, but we are close to the point where the hourglass will reverse. Okay, and this was in regards to the situation with Hezbollah. Okay, so strong words there from Yoav Gallant. I'm telling you guys, Israel's going to make a big move on Hezbollah. The Israeli army has bombed areas on the outskirts of more than 6 towns in southern Lebanon this evening. And the Israeli army said that the Israeli Air Force struck a Hezbollah operational command center in the southern Lebanese village of Blida in response to attacks on the border today. We have a suicide drone attack on 2 Israeli-linked oil tankers in the Maldives. Apparently, these 2 oil tankers were seriously damaged. Okay, so 2 Israeli oil tankers seriously damaged by a suicide drone attack. According to Maldivian media reports, the 2 oil tankers belonging to Israel were targeted by unknown drones in the west and northwest of Maldives in the past few days. Initial reports indicate that both tankers were seriously damaged by explosions. According to the log of the ship, these 2 oil tankers were supposed to pass through the Strait of Bab el-Mandeb and the Red Sea. The 2 tankers have been targeted by unknown drones at a distance of 2,000 kilometers from the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. So they were getting attacked as far away as 1,500 miles away from the Red Sea. They were getting targeted by these drones, guys, that far away. That is insane, okay? So they have drones that can reach 2,000 kilometers, these Houthis. The origins of the attack are not clear, but speculations point to the involvement of the Houthis. And the Islamic resistance in Iraq has claimed responsibility tonight for a 2-pronged attack using suicide drones against 2 U.S. bases in Syria, with drones having targeted the Al-Tanf base in southern Syria near the border with Iraq and Jordan, as well as the Al-Shaddadi base in eastern Syria. So 2 bases being attacked tonight, U.S. bases, okay, in Syria by Iranian proxies. And Iraq's Prime Minister Mohammad Shia al-Sudani announces that he will take steps to make all U.S. military forces leave the country. The announcement comes after yesterday's U.S. drone strike killed high-ranking Iranian proxy group commanders. Okay, so the Prime Minister of Iraq says he's going to take steps to make all U.S. military forces leave. That is insane, guys. And you remember, like 2 months ago, he visited he went to Iran and he met with the Iranian leaders. Okay, I wonder what they talked about. Probably something about this. Okay, and Germany has announced an investigation into sabotage against a gas pipeline under construction in Brunsbüttel, linking the LNG terminal there with the national grid. 3 holes have been bored into the pipeline. The terminal was built in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So this could have been done by Russian agents of some kind. And speaking of Russian agents, I'm going to read to you a crazy article I found today from here in Pennsylvania. Some Russian agents that were shooting at game wardens and hunters. Okay, I'm going to read something crazy to you guys coming out of the Poconos. German farmers are preparing for a general strike against the German government starting January 8th. Thousands of farmers are linking up and they demand that the German government back away from new diesel taxes that are going to make food production more expensive. So those are some of the latest headlines, guys. I'm going to just share some stuff with you. I'm going to share some like pictures and stuff. So let me just put some things up on the screen for you. Deidre Fat, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. We made it through the first week of the new year. Thank you, Greg, for all you do. Thank you so much for your support, Deidre. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And Happy New Year to you. Yeah, the first week, it's not even the first week, it's the first 5 days, the first work week, I guess you could say. And it's been just absolutely insane, all the stuff going on. Charles Jenkins, thank you for the donation. The wife and I look forward to watching every day. Thank you, Charles, and Happy New Year. Mike Subchinsky, thank you for showing up again tonight. Hope you're doing well, and happy Friday. And thank you for the donation. And Julie Bratcher, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Mr. Landfill, thank you for gifting 20 memberships. That's incredible. Thank you so much. So I'm going to just put some stuff on the screen here. Stand by a couple seconds. So I'm just going to start actually just by recapping the situation last night for those of you guys that missed it. So this was the official statement that was put out by the Joint Chiefs of Staff of South Korea. Okay, notice from the Joint Chiefs of Staff, North Korea artillery fire on the West Sea. The North Korean military fired more than 200 rounds from around 0900 to 1100 on Friday, January the 5th, South Korea time, in the area of Cape Jangsan, north of Byongyang Island, and Cape Mountain, north of Yangpyeong Island. There is no damage to our people or military as a result, and the point of impact is the northern area of the northern limit line. So basically, they keep it very vague. Okay, they don't specify where these rockets hit. Did they hit land? Did they hit the sea? We don't know. They just say here the northern area of the northern limit line. So basically, what that means is they basically fired right into South Korea's waters, okay, just over the border. And whether they hit land or sea, we have no idea because they're not telling us anything. Okay, so we don't know. All right, there were a lot of people out there saying, "Oh, they fired into the water. You know, you're a fear monger." Well, do you have proof that they fired it into the water? Because I don't. Okay, if there's clear proof and you know there's an official statement that they fired it into the water, then yeah, I'll believe it. But so far we haven't heard anything. Okay, so your guess is as good as mine. And here we have a picture of a B-1 nuclear bomber that crashed at the Ellsworth Air Force Base. It was trying to land on icy runway on an icy runway. Okay, there was fog, and the fog froze to the runway, and it lost control when it was landing. And the crew and the pilots are all in good condition. They were able to actually eject. This is a supersonic nuclear bomber, guys. Okay, and here you can see it sitting there. We had Dmitry Rogozin. He's on the Russian Security Council. Post this on Telegram, calling for a corridor to be created between Kaliningrad and mainland Russia. Okay, Dmitry Rogozin is the head of Roscosmos, and he's also on the Russian Security Council. And so he's a very powerful figure in Russian society. He's an oligarch. He's very powerful. And for him to post something like this is, you know, that would be like, you know, I don't know, you know, name some powerful senator like, you know, Lindsey Graham or something, or no, even more powerful than that. Somebody that's like, you know, actually can sway things, you know, because this guy can actually sway things. But he's calling for Russia to create a land connection between Kaliningrad and mainland Russia. So this is very, very serious, guys. Okay. And like I said, Ukraine hit the Crimea last night. Apparently 23 soldiers were killed, Russian soldiers, 5 of them high ranking, and also some air defenses and electronic warfare sites were destroyed in this strike by Ukraine. And again, Ukraine is striking tonight. So things are absolutely escalating. Ukraine is really trying to attack Crimea hard. They hit Belgorod very hard. So Ukraine is like a rabid wolverine, basically. You know, they're small, but they're tough, you know, even though Russia is bigger, but the Ukrainians are fighting very viciously. And let's see, what else do I have here? So let me just read to you this article coming from the UK Telegraph, talking about how Russia is planning another offensive near Kharkiv. Ukraine is bracing for a renewed Russian offensive near Kharkiv as Moscow ramps up its bombardment of the northeastern city and the surrounding region. Moscow's forces struck the city and 15 surrounding settlements with missiles, artillery, and mortars on Thursday, according to local officials. Targets included both civilian buildings and military positions in what is seen as preparation for a large-scale offensive in the coming weeks, a source close to Ukraine's armed forces said. Kyiv has not released details of the attacks, but late on Wednesday, the source said pre-attack bombardments have been carried out all day at military sites around the region. So Russia is basically bombarding Ukrainian civilian and military targets, okay, in preparation for a large-scale offensive in the coming weeks, a source close to the Ukrainian armed forces said, okay? Local military intelligence units believe Russian forces could be plotting to further ramp up aerial attacks this weekend to coincide with Christmas in Russia, which is celebrated on January the 7th. The ground offensive could follow shortly after, with January 15 mooted as its possible start date, a source added. Okay, so as soon as next week, or 10 days, so a week and a half, we could see Russia make this big offensive on Kharkiv. And if you remember a couple of days ago in one of my updates, you probably don't remember this. It was a very small amount of information, but I reported that there were reports coming out of Ukraine that Russia was piling up troops in Bryansk and various parts of southwestern Russia, like 20,000 troops. So that could be for this. They could be trying to make a go at Kharkiv. Both Russian and Ukrainian forces have been jostling for better positions along the front line that straddles the villages of Kupiansk, Svatove, and Crimea, close to the border of the Kharkiv region. Moscow has concentrated its resources in the area in a bid to push towards the Ukrainian-held towns of Crimea and Lyman, which were both occupied by Russian forces until Kyiv launched a lightning counteroffensive in September 2022. Western analysts say there has been little change in the front lines, which have remained largely static, with Russian forces launching only sporadic attacks. So, something big could be going down soon, guys. And Ukraine's general staff said that its forces had repelled 3 Russian attacks in the direction of Kupiansk. In a statement published on social media on Thursday, in the Lyman direction, the enemy did not conduct offensive actions, the statement added. But Colonel General Oleksandr Syrsky, the head of Ukraine's ground forces, has warned that Russian forces are conducting glide bomb strikes while regrouping for another assault on Lyman. He added daily assaults by Russian troops continue near the settlement of Sinkivka to create a bridgehead and further advance on the city of Kupiansk. Okay, so this is crazy, guys. Okay, Russia could try to make a big push near Kharkiv. Okay. Here we have a picture showing some of the North Korean ballistic missiles that have been used against Ukraine. The White House is saying that Russia is now officially using North Korean ballistic missiles to attack Ukraine, okay? And they specifically mention that Russian forces launched North Korean ballistic missiles into Ukraine on December 30th and January the 2nd, okay? Remember, Putin met with Kim Jong-un like 2 or 3 months ago. When was that? September. Okay, in September. What is that? 4 months now, almost already. they met in September, okay, and I'm sure they talked about all this. And this picture here shows the area where the North Korean missiles were launched from, and you can see in southwestern Russia here. Okay, so and what is Biden doing about it? As usual, nothing. Okay, that's to be expected. Um, and here we have a picture showing the area of Crimea that's under attack tonight, Yevpatoria, and you can see the distance from the Ukrainian front lines here. I mean, you're looking at 220 kilometers to Kherson. This looks like an old map here. You can see the Russians here in Kherson. So this is old, but still the measurement is accurate. 220 kilometers basically to Yevpatoria. So Ukraine is making use of potentially the ATACMS, potentially Storm Shadow missiles, probably all kinds of stuff. So pretty interesting. And let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, here's Kim Jong Un touring a missile factory with his daughter. Okay, and here he is sitting inside of a transporter erector launcher. This is a missile truck. It has a giant ICBM on top. You can see that giant ICBM there. Okay, and I guess Kim Jong Un has ordered his country to rapidly develop more of these missile trucks for a showdown with the U.S. and South Korea. That's what he said yesterday, that North Korea needs to prepare for a showdown with the U.S. and South Korea, guys. Okay, and that was the KCNA, the North Korean state media, reported that he said that. Okay, so Kim Jong Un is really getting crazy because he sees how weak we are. We're not doing anything about the Middle East. We're not doing anything in Ukraine. We're not doing anything with Venezuela. We're not doing anything with Taiwan. We're just sitting back and letting all these, dictatorships, these communist countries, just do whatever they want. And by doing that, we're just enabling them because we're not punishing them. We're not pushing back, and so they're just going to keep taking and taking and taking as much as they want until somebody stops them. They're not going to stop on their own. And so this is very dangerous for him to be, building up all these missiles. They already tested a solid fueled missile, guys. Okay, Kim Jong-un has a solid fueled missile, which means they can launch within seconds, okay? Just like the missiles we have in the silos and in our subs, we have solid fueled missiles. You don't need to fuel them up. They're just ready to launch at any time, okay? So very serious situation there. Here's some more pictures of him with his daughter, showing his daughter these missiles, I guess grooming her to be the next communist leader. So this factory is basically rapidly mass producing these trucks. And, these trucks are a problem because, they're hard to find. And that's exactly why he's doing this. He's not stupid, okay? Because if you have like silos or you have subs, you know where those submarine bases are. You can strike the submarine base, although if the subs are not at the base, then it won't do much except when they come back to try to, resupply. But, having these missile trucks is a huge force multiplier for him because it's hard for us to see where these trucks are. Okay. During an escalation, they can disperse these to the countryside, and it's going to be hard for us to find where these trucks are. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. Okay. North Korea is all mountainous and it's all forested, so they can hide these trucks real easily. Okay. Let me see. What else do I have here? So just crazy pictures. Look at that. Look at all these missiles. Absolutely insane. And they're building them fast. These trucks, it's just crazy. Let me see. I have some other footage here. Hold on one second. So here we have some footage of the Indian Navy commandos boarding this vessel here that was hijacked apparently by Somali pirates. And the Indian commandos neutralized all the pirates, all the hijackers. So pretty impressive. There's their little Zodiac there. You can see on the right, the Zodiac. Okay, so impressive operation by the Indian Navy commandos. Very impressive. That's like the Indian Navy SEALs. Very cool. And this doesn't really show much else. Let's see, what else do we have here? Here we have the National Weather Service. You can see all the winter storm warnings here in pink. You can see pretty much all of the Appalachian Mountains from western North Carolina all the way to Massachusetts, southern Vermont are under winter storm warnings here. My area is under a winter storm warning. We're supposed to get like 8 inches here, which is nothing really. I'm not really too concerned about that. If it was like 2 feet, then I'd be kind of somewhat concerned. I mean, I'm very prepared, but more about like people getting stranded on the road and things like that. But it looks like it's going to be up to a foot or less, so it shouldn't be too terrible. So, definitely get prepared if you live in that area where those winter storm warnings are. I'm going on a break. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, Greg, I hope you had a happy new year, and I'm sure I speak for everyone that we appreciate all the time and effort that you put in to keep us all up to date. Thank you for all that you do, brother. Thank you. I'm going on a break. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Z Cali, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. Wow, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, but thank you. I really appreciate it. And another 10 memberships. Wow. So 20 memberships, Z Cali. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Light Source Engraving, how's it going? I think you sent me a message through my website. I have to check that. I'm sorry. Got to check that and respond to you. Let's see. Mr. Landfill, thank you for the 20 memberships. And Vanessa Dubois, thank you for gifting 20 memberships. That's incredible. I don't know if I read that earlier already or not. So let's see. What other footage do I have for you guys? So this is the live flight tracker. See what these nuclear warplanes are up to. Here's one off the continental shelf. Okay, one of the four. Looks like the other three landed already. So looks like they landed. Let me just double check here. Yeah, looks like the other three already landed, but we had 4 up in the air this evening, guys. Okay, so our forces, nuclear forces, are on high alert. Let me see. Here's the latest solar disk, and you can see sunspot 3536 here. This is a very unstable sunspot. Gave off an X 5.0 class solar flare a couple of days ago when it was on the far side of the sun. And now it's rotating towards us, so it's facing us right now. And if this thing gives off another strong solar flare, that's going to be pretty serious. Okay, we could have some pretty serious impacts here. Let's just check some earthquakes. This is that 4.1 magnitude earthquake. Apparently, it's actually a 4.2 in Southern California. Okay. So this is the second earthquake in California, and we've had a ton of quakes. Since 2024 started. We had that massive earthquake in Japan. We had earthquakes in Yellowstone, earthquake in New York City. You remember that? There was an earthquake in New York City and Washington, D.C. Okay. Here we have some kind of a seismic reading here in Northeast Ohio. This could be potentially from fracking. I know they do a lot of fracking here in Western PA and Eastern Ohio. Could be from fracking, but I'll investigate that a little bit more. It seems a little bit strange. Seems a little bit strange. See, what else do I have? See here. Oh, here we have a picture coming from southern Lebanon after the Israeli airstrikes earlier today. So the situation between Hezbollah and Israel is just continuing. They're going back and forth nonstop. Okay, look at these huge plumes of smoke here. Okay. I wanted to read to you about that weird situation here in Pennsylvania and the Poconos. Before I do that, I want to actually share another video here. We have these German farmers here. I want to show you guys all these German farmers getting ready to launch a massive protest over a diesel tax in Germany. Look at this, guys. They're all staging in this area. Look at all these farmers with their tractors. Okay, and they're going to block down roads, and it's going to be insane, guys. So that's going to be January the 8th, which is Monday. They're going to start this massive protest with thousands and thousands of tractors, okay? Because Germany is just a crazy place now, ultra-liberal country, ultra-leftist, with ultra hardcore environmentalists. So absolutely insane. So let me read to you guys this article coming from the Poconos, northeastern Pennsylvania. Body armor wearing men face multiple charges after shooting near Pennsylvania game wardens and hunter. 2 body armor wearing men have been charged by summons after Pennsylvania game wardens say they shot 45 times towards where they were standing with another hunter in Pike County on the first day of Pennsylvania's rifle deer season. Okay, so this is Pennsylvania's rifle deer season opens the Saturday after Black Friday. Okay, so this was over a month ago. So these 2 body armor wearing men fired 45 times towards where game wardens and a hunter were standing. Pennsylvania game warden Patrick Sellers wrote in an affidavit of probable cause that he and Deputy Game Warden Ron Tussle were talking November 25th on State Game Lands 180 in Blooming Grove Township with a hunter who reported hearing rapid gunfire coming from the area of the Lake Adventure Community Association. The wardens traveled down the road and stopped to speak to another hunter when, according to the affidavit, they heard a barrage of bullets coming in their direction. Sowers wrote the hunter and 2 officers hit the ground, taking cover behind the patrol vehicle while I watched low-hanging branches falling around us after getting hit by gunfire with the loud, snapping sound of bullets flying by at an extremely close distance around us, to include the occasional ricochet off the ground with the fizzle sound bullets make when they tumble through the air. Wow, guys. So they were being shot at, okay? After about 15 to 20 seconds, Sowers wrote that he was able to reach for his siren in the vehicle and announce ceasefire. The officers investigated the area and reported they discovered 2 hunters in Dingman Township, one wearing an orange vest with a ballistic helmet and plate carrier, with a handgun, and another man wearing an orange hat with a plate carrier and an AK-47. Sowers wrote the two men, Roman Kartsov, 44 years old, of Columbus, Ohio, and Dennis Ryabov, 35 years old, of Brooklyn, New York, reported they were hunting coyotes and were wearing the protective gear to avoid falling branches and from being shot by fellow hunters. Sowers wrote the men told him they were shooting at movement, assuming they were shooting at coyotes. So this is crazy, guys. Apparently, they say they were shooting coyotes, which here you can actually do that legally. You can use semi-automatics to hunt coyotes. The men showed the officers where they were shooting and reported firing a full magazine of 15 rounds from a Glock pistol and 30 rounds from a Century Arms 7.62 by 39 rifle in one continuous string of fire. What's interesting is these guys look like they're Russian or something. Kartsev and Ryabov. Those are Slavic names, guys. So I don't know what they were doing, but I've been to some of the public shooting ranges in the Poconos a few times, and a lot of the Russian mafia and a lot of the Russian spies and agents, they go onto the public ranges in the Poconos and they practice their skills there, because like in places like New York or a lot of the East Coast states, there's not a lot of shooting ranges, and basically every firearm is illegal unless you have like a lot of permits. And so what they do is they go to Pennsylvania, which is the closest free state to New York City, and they go and they use the public shooting ranges we have here, which are basically like $20 a year, and you can shoot all you want. Or if you have a hunting license, you can shoot all you want. And they come from New York City in groups, and you can tell because they don't speak English; they only speak like Russian or Chinese, and they start training very intensely at the shooting ranges, okay, because they're basically free. So it's pretty concerning, guys, okay? It's pretty concerning. And I've witnessed that myself, okay? I've seen them training. I've seen them training. So it's pretty insane. So let's see. Here we have some footage coming out of Arizona. There was another jaguar spotted in Arizona. Check this out. This is recent. Okay, so jaguars are coming back to Arizona. Apparently, this is the 8th jaguar to enter southern Arizona since the 1990s. This was in December. Okay, so just recently this thing was spotted. So jaguars are making a comeback to Arizona. It's pretty cool. Just some random news for you there. Let's see here. Here we have some footage coming out of South Korea. South Korea published this. They're basically showing their response to the North Korean attack last night here. So you can see this is the artillery that they used to respond back to North Korea. And again, they launched the rockets inside of their own territory, and the rockets landed in their own territory, versus the North launched rockets into South Korea's territory. So that's the difference there. It's basically a weak response. I don't think Kim Jong-un is afraid of this, but here's the video they posted. You can see they blurred out this bunker here. Okay, this is an artillery bunker. So they park these things underneath this bunker to protect them from airstrikes or missile strikes in a war. If, let's say, they did go to a full-scale war, if North Korea launched missiles to try to destroy the South's artillery systems, if they park under these bunkers, they have some protection. But this is the video that they posted, so pretty interesting. The South Korea has a lot of advanced weapons. They have the Chunmo, which is like a South Korean HIMARS. They have hundreds of those. They have F-16s. They have F-35s. They have short-range ballistic missiles. They asked Biden if they could take part in a nuclear sharing program, but Biden rejected the idea, which I think is so stupid. I mean, we're sharing nukes with Germany and Western European countries. Why can't we share with South Korea? If anything, South Korea needs them a lot more than Germany does. Germany does not need necessarily nukes, okay? Neither does Italy or France. I mean, they're not going to be attacked anytime soon. But South Korea, they definitely need it, So just wanted to share that with you guys. Mr. Landfill, thank you for gifting 20 memberships. I really appreciate that. And I hope you're having a great night. I hope you're having a great Friday. Let's see here. I'm going to check the chat in a little bit. I'm just going through some other headlines here. Just want to show you guys some other things that I found. Let's actually just take a closer look at this snowfall total map. So we could see how much snow the National Weather Service is saying. I think it's going to be a little more than what they say. I mean, it's possible that, there could be a massive storm, and it could be a lot more than what they say. So here's the New York City area. You can see Long Island not getting anything except rain. New York City, Long Island, they're just going to basically get rain, and that's it. So let's see the latest forecast for New York City area. Looks like Long Island might get maybe a half an inch. New York City, barely anything. Upstate New York is going to get, 8 to 10 plus, 8 to 10 inches plus. That's the usual forecast there. Let's see, where else? Let's check some other areas. Maybe we'll go further north into New York and see what they're calling for further north. They're calling up to 12 inches of snow in the southern Green Mountains, 6 to 10 inches of heavy snow, meaning it's probably going to be like a wet snow possibly. So, northern or not northern New York, like central New York area, 6 to 10 inches, up to a foot in the southern Green Mountains. That's what they're saying right now. Let's see, Virginia, what they're saying for Virginia area here, Blue Ridge Mountains. They're saying mixed precipitation, total snow and sleet accumulations of up to 1 inch and ice accumulations of up to 0.2 of an inch. Okay, so it's going to be very icy in southern Virginia. They're not going to get a ton of snow, but they're going to get a lot of ice. Okay, so pretty crazy. Yeah, you got to get winter prepping, guys. Make sure you have your winter kit in your vehicle. Make sure you have, winter clothing. Make sure you have a wool blanket. Make sure you have warm boots, hats, gloves, and obviously some water and snacks, and keep some spare coolant in your vehicle. You never know when you need coolant. Even in the winter, you can run out of coolant. Those are some of the things that I keep. I keep recovery boards in my truck if I get stuck in snow, which it's unlikely unless I really go somewhere, deep or on like an incline. I keep recovery boards. They're like plastic boards that, on one side you can use them as a shovel. On the other side, you stick it under your tires and you can drive up on them, so they get you out of a jam. So I keep those in my truck. You can use them for cars too. Keep them in your trunk if you have a car. Recovery boards. Another thing that it's good to have is if even if you have a passenger car, is keep a tow strap in your car, because if you get stuck on the side of the road and somebody comes by with a truck, at least if you have a tow strap, you can ask somebody to tow you out. And at least if you have the strap, you have something. Okay, not everybody that has a truck carries a tow strap with them, or they forget to bring it. So keep a tow strap in your vehicle as well, in case somebody offers to pull you out. Um, so pray for peace. Thank you for that donation. Wow, it's very generous of you. I hope you're having a great night, and God bless you. And I hope you have a happy new year. All the best for you in 2024. Thank you so much for that generous donation. Really appreciate it. And Mandy, thank you for the donation. Thanks for another great stream. Thank you to you, your mods. They rock. Thank you, Mandy. I appreciate that. And happy New Year to you. I hope everything's going well with you. And happy Friday. Son of Hearn, thank you for the donation. Excellent mods. Thanks, Greg. Wow, seems like the mods are a hit on this channel. So hats off to the mods. Thank you guys so much. We do have awesome mods here. Smoking Swamp, Cape Paul, Lorna, Z Cali, Angela Dunn, Ross Niderman. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I wouldn't be able to do these streams if I didn't have good mods. Earth Angel Anna, TW Perry. It's hard to do these kinds of streams if you don't have good mods that know what they're doing and are loyal and actually willing to help, and they're not just messing around and not really doing helping out. It really makes a huge difference to keep those trolls out. Elijah says hopefully me too soon. Yeah, hopefully. Thanks for your interest. I'll definitely keep you in mind. Mud and Munitions, how's it going? Happy Friday. Kin Koi, thanks for moderating. So yeah, lots of ice expected in Southern Virginia here. Let's see, what other areas should we check? If we check Massachusetts area, Boston is under a winter storm watch. It's so stupid that they're still under a watch as if it's not going to happen. It's just idiotic, Looks like it's going to start tomorrow at 4 p.m. in Boston and go all the way through Monday morning. Snow accumulations of 6 to 12 inches with winds gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. Northern Connecticut, western and central Massachusetts, as well as northeast Massachusetts. Travel could be very difficult. Snow overspreads the region from west to east roughly between 5 and 9 p.m. Saturday evening. The snow will then become heavy and fall at 1 to 2 inches per hour for a time on Saturday night. So lots of snow in Boston area and northern Connecticut. So looks like up to a foot of snow in many areas. Pennsylvania, also the same thing. They're calling for like 8 inches or so, I think, in my area. Most of Pennsylvania, about 8 inches, because it's more inland, so it's further away from where the storm is going to be. Let's see, D.C. area. What's going on in the D.C. area? Looks like nothing. Winter weather advisories around the whole D.C. area, but nothing in D.C. itself. We have like Northern Virginia here. They have winter storm warnings as well. Western Maryland. So pretty interesting. Z Cali, thank you for gifting another 10 memberships. Wow, you're very generous tonight. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Reality Check 480, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a great Friday. Hope you're enjoying your Friday night. So let's see. Do I have any other breaking news here? Let me read to you. Looks like Ukraine did a cross-border raid on Russian positions in the Belgorod Oblast. Military intelligence reports cross-border raid on Russian positions in Belgorod. The Ukrainian armed forces report striking Russian arsenals in occupied Crimea. The governor of the Belgorod Oblast claims Russia attacked Kharkiv Oblast, the governor of the Kharkiv Oblast claims Russia attacked the Kharkiv Oblast with foreign-made missiles, and Russian attacks on a power plant somewhere in Ukraine damaged some kind of frontline power plant. Ukrainian forces of the Military Intelligence Agency HUR reported on January 5th that its forces engaged in a cross-border raid on Russian positions in the Belgorod Oblast and inflicted an undisclosed number of losses. Incursions into Russia's western Belgorod Oblast have been reported on several occasions since the beginning of the full-scale invasion. Most notable were high-profile skirmishes that occurred after a group of armed men calling themselves the Free Russia Legion and the Russian Volunteer Corps recorded videos saying that they had crossed into Russia in May 2023 and taken hold of several villages. The HUR said it had received intelligence that Russian commandos planned to inspect military positions in the Graveron district of Belgorod Oblast, some 80 kilometers west of the city of Belgorod and the location of the May 2023 incursions. The inspections were allegedly due to complaints from Russian soldiers about poor conditions in the area. The HUR said it mined the only road in the area and attacked a Russian platoon. Sharing a video of parts of the assault, the number of casualties inflicted is still being determined, the HUR said. The incursion comes after Russia claimed that at least 24 people were killed in an attack on Belgorod on December 30th. Several Ukrainian media outlets reported, citing anonymous sources in Ukraine's special services, that Ukrainian forces had launched an attack on military facilities in Belgorod in response to Russia's December 29 massive attack on Ukraine that killed over 50 people. Debris from anti-air munitions fell in the Belgorod city center due to the unprofessional actions of the Russian air defense, according to the sources. So this is crazy, guys. Ukraine actually made an incursion into Russia. They sent some kind of small team to mine a road, and they basically did an ambush. They ambushed some Russian platoon that went to that town because apparently the soldiers there were complaining about poor conditions. So that's crazy, guys. Ukraine is getting really gutsy here. Pretty crazy, guys. So I don't know if this might be the first time that Ukraine actually crossed into Russian territory and actually did something like that. I mean, I haven't heard of anything like that. So, pretty insane. Russian warship Go Forward says, I watched news closely today, and Greg reporting only today's news, which is good, not 2-day-old news as some YouTubers do. Thank you. Yes, I try to be as current as possible. I try to be as current as possible. A lot of other YouTubers, what they actually do, and this is actually true, what they'll do is they'll watch other YouTubers and they'll see what other YouTubers do, and then they'll copy their ideas, or they'll watch another YouTuber's videos. Like, let's say they watch just as an example, let's say they watch a video of mine, they take notes, and then they make the same video on their channel, and if they have a larger channel, they make 5 times as much views as I do, but they watch my video, take notes, and then make their own video, basically a copy of mine. And, there's no no way that anybody would really know unless they watch both channels or something, but there are a lot of YouTubers that do that, and that's why you might see some YouTubers reporting news that's 2 days old, because they're not actively researching it themselves like I do. I actually go to the source and I research the source myself. I'm constantly throughout the day. It's a never-ending job. Okay, it's not like I just search for information once a day and that's it. I'm constantly checking the news throughout the day, and I go to direct sources. Okay, I find the information myself. I don't copy other people. Okay, but that's why you see some YouTubers, they come out with videos 1 or 2 days after the fact, because they see all these other YouTubers doing videos on it, and they just cherry pick information from those videos and make their own. And that's what happens. So, what's going on, God's soldiers, watchmen? Thanks for showing up. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great Friday. God bless you. And everybody, check out God's Soldiers Watchmen. He's got a YouTube channel. He does Bible prophecy, Bible study. He does street preaching. He feeds the homeless. He does Christian rap. Check him out, God's Soldiers Watchmen. He's the moderator here. Check him out. He's up to like 10,000 or 11,000 subscribers now. He works really hard. He puts out a lot of information. He monitors the end times events. So check him out. Terry Williams, thank you for that big super chat. Wow, that's really generous of you. Thank you so much. Very generous of you, and thank you so much. And I hope you had a great New Year and Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Hope you had great holidays, and wish you all the best in 2024 to you and your family. God bless you, and all the best. Thank you so much. So, what's going on, Country Christian? Curled up with my pups, enjoying this live. Thank you, Country Christian, for watching. And sounds like a good night. Dogs are awesome. I love dogs. K. Paul says, I love this channel. Greg doesn't put fear into the updates. Yeah, I don't try to scare anybody. I just report the news, and sometimes the news is scary. So people interpret it as, he's a fearmonger, but no, I'm just reporting the truth of what's going on, so people are aware. Angela Commander says, just subscribe to God's Soldiers Watchmen. Thank you for subscribing, Angela. I appreciate that. Also check out Smokin' Swamp Outdoors. He's getting a channel started. He does a lot of outdoors content. He's from Florida. Also works very hard, puts out a lot of videos. So check him out, Smokin' Swamp Outdoors. The mods put the link to his channel in the chat. Thank you, mods. I appreciate it. I don't live in New York anymore, actually. Grand scheme. I used to live in upstate New York, and now I live in Pennsylvania, in the middle of Pennsylvania, north central Pennsylvania. So I'm pretty far from New York now. I moved over 2 years ago, but I lived in New York my whole life. I was born in New York and lived there up until 2.5 years ago. I had to leave, unfortunately, because it was just getting so expensive and no freedoms. I just couldn't afford to live there, actually. That's one of the reasons. And then just the cost of living, just insane with the taxes and everything. New York Adventurer, Happy New Year. Good to see you in here. I hope you're having a great Friday night. If people don't like the truth, they can go somewhere else, but they'll regret not being prepared. Thank you, New York Adventurer. Yeah, I agree. You have to keep your mind open. A lot of people today, they have closed minds, and that limits you. You know, when you have a closed mind, you limit yourself. Um, so let me see here. What else do I have? Just checking to see if there was anything I missed. Um, so we still have this nuclear war command and control plane in the air right now. Okay. So that's pretty serious. I have a bunch of cool things I'm going to be doing on my channel, not just news updates. I got a bunch of other stuff I'm going to be doing. I have my fictional series. I'm going to continue with that. I have some other stuff I'm going to be doing that I think you guys will find very interesting. It'll be kind of a break away from the news and something kind of more interesting. Um, and then my firearms and outdoors content, I'm going to keep doing that more. So I have a lot of things planned. I'm going to work on setting up my studio a little bit better here. So when there are events like yesterday with North Korea, um, I'll have a good setup so I can stream 24/7. So I'm going to just get a better studio setup. We had the Russian buzzer yesterday transmitted two messages. The Russian buzzer is part of the Russian Western Military District. That's equivalent to emergency action messages here, EAMs. It's the Russian equivalent of EAMs. Two of them went out yesterday. So something's going on, guys. Okay, we have Russian EAMs going off. Okay, the Russian buzzer going off. We had 4 nuclear war command and control planes up in the air this evening. Crimea attacked a second night in a row. Okay, Crimea is getting pounded again tonight. We have an Israeli oil tanker, 2 Israeli oil tankers that came under attack by drones. Okay, so get prepared, guys. Okay, things are really spiraling out of control. I want to see if I can find some new information about. See if I can find any new information here. Let me see. Wanted to find some more info on those Israeli oil tankers, but yeah, it looks like those 2 Israeli oil tankers were attacked. So it's getting crazy out there. I think what I'm going to do is every once in a while I'm going to do some Bigfoot expedition. Yeah, I'll do some Bigfoot expeditions for sure. I still have to do those. Yeah. I'll do some Bigfoot expeditions. I'll do some like more laid back live streams that are not just breaking news or emergency alerts. I'm going to do like maybe some streams about nuclear war and stuff like that, and prepping related streams, like talking about how to prepare for nuclear war, or just different types of events, EMPs and stuff, and kind of doing like a more deep dive on those. Bob is asking, what's up, Greg? How long before tactical nukes are used in Ukraine? I think it's going to come. Hopefully it doesn't, but I think it could happen at the end of this year. It could happen at the end of the year because, Biden could potentially lose his grip on power, and Russia might be afraid that somebody like Trump or someone else, some Republican, DeSantis, Nikki Haley, somebody's going to be tougher on him than Biden has, because Biden hasn't really been that tough on Putin. Okay, he said a lot of tough words, but his actions have proved otherwise. It took him over a year and a half to give Ukraine HIMARS. It took another 6 months for them to get ATACMS, the long range missiles. It took them. I mean, they still don't have the F-16s. still don't have a lot of capabilities. The M1 Abrams, they only got a few of them. It's just a wacky situation with Biden and how he's been handling this war, not very decisively. You got to be decisive in situations like this. You have to show strength. If you show strength, then they will back down. But if you show weakness, then they take advantage of it. It's like a bully at school. All right. And Biden is doing the absolute worst thing you can do with a bully, and that's give in to the bully. Okay. Change your habits, walk a different way home, uh, you know, run away. That's what the bully gets off on, that they enjoy that. Okay. So we have to stand up to the bully, not run away with our tail between our legs. And that's what Biden has been doing. And it's really sad because our military is the most powerful military the world has ever seen. Okay, our military is more powerful than Russia, China, Iran put together. Okay, we have stealth fighters, we have stealth bombers, we have all kinds of missiles. I mean, our technology is amazing. Everything is super accurate, top notch, and our Navy is the largest Navy the world has ever seen. Okay, massive amount of warships, aircraft carriers. We have well over a dozen. I forget the total number of aircraft carriers we have. I think it's like 20 or something, 15 or 20. But Russia and China, I think they have only one. China has one aircraft carrier, and it sucks. Russia has an aircraft carrier that actually broke down. Okay, and it's run by diesel engines. Okay, we have nuclear powered aircraft carriers. Okay, I mean nuclear powered, guys. These things can run for years and years and years. I think the official lifespan is like 20 years from one of those nuclear powered engines they have. Okay, we have dozens of those. China barely has one. Russia, theirs broke down. We have, 18 Ohio class subs. Each Ohio class sub can carry over 20 Trident missiles. Okay, each Trident missile can carry uh, over 10 warheads each. Okay, so if you do the math, that's over 200 warheads per Ohio class sub. We have 14 Ohio class subs with the Trident missiles, and we have 4 with Tomahawks. So, just those 14 Ohio class subs, you do some simple math, you're looking at over 1,500 warheads just from those subs, okay? Not including our land-based missiles, not including our bombers, our tactical nukes that we have in Europe. I mean, just those subs alone can annihilate the entire world, okay? If we wanted to, we could annihilate Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, Venezuela, all in one shot if we wanted to, okay? So, and, I'm not saying that that's what we should do, but I'm saying that we have the most powerful military the world has ever seen, and that is just a fact, okay? And our leaders don't want to act like they have the most powerful military at their disposal, you know? So, we have to show strength around the world. We can't just sit back and let these countries, these communist countries, just do whatever they want. That's a disaster. That's the worst case scenario, and that's what's happening now. Uh, so let me see. What other information do I have for you guys? Um, just checking to see if there's anything new here coming in. Oh, wow. We have some breaking news. U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin apparently was admitted to Walter Reed Medical Center due to complications from a recent elective medical procedure, and he is now recovering. Wow. So Lloyd Austin was hospitalized, guys. That's crazy. Let's just check this out. A very short press release just came out tonight. Okay, on the evening of January 1st, New Year's Day, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin was admitted to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center for complications following a recent elective medical procedure. He is recovering well and is expected to resume his full duties today. At all times, the Deputy Secretary of Defense was prepared to act for and exercise the powers of the Secretary if required. So, pretty interesting. It's kind of an unusual situation there. Let's see here. I wish I could play some of these Russian buzzer messages. So, yeah, somebody said gaming streams. Yeah, I'd like to do some more. I'd like to do some gaming streams. That would be fun. Um, that would be really cool. I just don't know if anybody would watch. I know some people would watch, but I know a lot of my audience is older, so they're not interested in games. But I'll definitely try to do some gaming streams. Um, look at remember Prigozhin? Look at his face here. This is so funny. Look at his face here. This is just so funny. Oh man, how can a human being make a face like that? It's just hilarious. Amy King, Greg, we have all that, but it's not going to do us any good with a weak administration, which is why all this crazy is going on around the world. They smelled blood and are going on in attack mode. Exactly. Jaguars, Jaguars used to live in Arizona. They were pushed out of Arizona because of the population increase. As people settled in the western part of the U.S. The white man came from Europe and they settled the western part of the U.S. The Jaguars were hunted and pushed out because they were seen as a threat to the settlers. So they retreated into Mexico. There's a population in Mexico, a very large population in Mexico. So they come up from Mexico. So they've been coming up from Mexico for the last 20, 30 years, actually 30 years now. Cam Seva says, I'm down for a gaming stream. I'm going on a break, says, I think that would be awesome. Bork says, I'm playing Cyberpunk and I'm 47. So, look at, no, this is not a Photoshop. This is just a still shot of while he was talking. Look at his face. It's just insane. We got to play this again. Because I was thinking about him because of Gerasimov, that whole thing with Gerasimov, the Russian chief of staff. There was a lot of speculation that Gerasimov was killed in Crimea. It's now being reported as fake news, but I was just thinking about this moment when Prigozhin was yelling at Gerasimov. Gerasimov. Let's listen to him. Oh man, so funny, hilarious. So I think that's pretty much all the breaking news that I have. No sound. Oh yeah, let me see if I can turn the sound on. Whoops. Let me see here. Can I turn the sound on?
Шойгу! Герасимов! Где боеприпасы? Шойгу! Герасимов! Где боеприпасы? Шойгу! Герасимов! Где боеприпасы? Шойгу! Герасимов! Где боеприпасы? Шойгу! Герасимов! Где боеприпасы?
It's hilarious. So funny. Ann Marilat. How's it going, Ann Marilat? Hi, Greg. Can everyone pray for my mom? She had surgery on her spine, and right now she is not doing well. She is at Jefferson Hospital in PA. So, all you guys out there, pray for Ann. Her mom had surgery on her spine, and she's not doing well. She's in Jefferson Hospital in Pennsylvania. Keep her in your prayers, guys. What's the name? What's your mom's name? Ann, what's your mom's name? No, Lloyd Austin is not dead. He was hospitalized for the last 5 days. Nothing new about Guyana. Nothing new about Guyana. Guyana right now is quiet. As far as the last I heard was a couple days ago, Maduro deployed some ships to the coast of Guyana to in response to Britain sending one of their patrol ships. So that's the latest on Guyana. So basically, Britain sent a patrol ship, and then in response, Venezuela deployed 5 of their fast boats to the area. So that's the latest. Her name is May. So pray for May. May, she's in Jefferson Hospital in PA, Pennsylvania. Keep May in your prayers. Keep May in your prayers. Thank you guys very much. Anytime you guys want to do a prayer request, don't be shy. Just post them in the chat. If you want a prayer request, or don't be shy. That's what we're all here for. We're a big family here, so there's strength in numbers. When you have right now 1,700 people in the chat, 1,700 people ask God to watch over May. That's a lot of prayers. Okay, so let's see here. I wanted to just share something with you guys. Let's see. Wanted to share this video from the German. This is a German air defense system that's going to Ukraine. It's the Skynex system. A really good air defense that's going to Ukraine now. Terminator vibes. Yeah, that's true. Skynex instead of Skynet. Yeah. It's crazy to think about. Yeah, very strange. Diva's mom said the request on this channel got answered. I asked for prayers for my daughter, and they returned to base on Wednesday. Thank you so much. Wow. I'm so happy to hear that, Diva's mom. So you guys hear that? We did a prayer request recently, and the prayers were answered. So very good sign. Let me see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play this video for you guys, and I'm going to check and see if there's any updates while I play this video. I haven't heard anything yet from Zaporizhia. There apparently the IAEA cannot access the three reactors at Zaporizhia. So I'm gonna double check that right now. But I'm gonna play this video. This is really cool. From the Rheinmetall.
For more than a century, air attacks have posed a major threat to ground forces and population centers, as well as to vital military and civilian infrastructure. This is unlikely to change in the foreseeable future. Today's air threats range from fixed-wing combat aircraft and attack helicopters to cruise missiles, unmanned aerial systems, precision-guided munitions, and even ground-fired rockets, artillery, and mortars. These air threats may persist by day and by night, irrespective of bad weather, terrain, and poor visibility, and under severe ECM conditions. The main trends to be expected in the near future are an increasing degree of attack accuracy, saturation, and coordination, a full exploitation of the terrain masking opportunities, an intensive and extensive use of electronic warfare techniques, and night as well as all-weather operations, all resulting in reduced target visibility and operated in an integrated network environment. Only reliable, high-performance air defense systems with advanced automated command and control systems provide the necessary means to counter and defeat the symmetric and emerging asymmetric threats. The Skynex's baseline configuration in existence today is the optimal base to grow its capabilities in the near future. The baseline system consists of a sensor package, a shooter package, and a command and control package. From the remote tactical layer control node that houses the interface to Skymaster, the medium-range radar Oerlikon XTAR 3D and up to 4 Oerlikon revolver guns Mark III are controlled remotely from a safe distance. The XTAR 3D is a 3-dimensional target acquisition radar and provides the local air picture up to an instrumented range of 50 kilometers. Besides classification and identification of air targets, the XTAR 3D delivers accurate 3D target tracking data to the control node, from where the target data are processed based on automatic threat evaluation analysis and then sent to the effectors. Depending on mission requirements, up to 4 revolver guns Mark III form the shooter grid. The unmanned revolver gun Mark III combines exceptional precision with high firepower, firing up to 1,000 rounds per minute. With its own sensor unit consisting of a tracking radar, a TV, and an IR camera, as well as laser rangefinders, the gun can take over any in-range air targets assigned by Skymaster and autonomously track and engage such targets. Using the programmable 35mm ahead ammunition, the gun is able to hit even the smallest targets. With this setup, we are today able to engage aircraft, cruise missiles, small to large tactical drones, air-to-ground missiles, as well as mortars and artillery rockets up to distances of 4 kilometers. This is the current capability that is fielded under the name of Oerlikon Skynex at the present point in time. Looking into the near future, Rheinmetall will augment the current Skynex capability in order to deal with a new type of threat. Cheap and small weaponized commercial off-the-shelf drones are easily and in large quantities available these days and pose significant threat to armed forces and also to civil installations. Using electronic warfare measures, such threats can be successfully countered at relatively low cost. For this purpose, Rheinmetall has a close cooperation with Elettronica from Italy. Their effector suite in the electronic warfare domain comprises communication and GPS jammers, as well as radar band jammers. Passive emitter detectors, laser warning receivers round up their portfolio. These systems can easily be integrated into the already existing Skynex configuration at low cost, as no amendments to the sensors or the control node are necessary. Obviously, electronic warfare effectors do not disperse any expensive ammunition, and so an engagement is very cost-effective. This technology is already available and can be integrated in a short period of time. With SkyMaster, Skynex has all necessary interfaces to be integrated into an overarching command and control system, such as a battalion layer control node or a higher echelon air defense command center. These command centers operate with a recognized air picture from various sources. With its modern sensors, Skynex therefore has the potential to contribute significantly to this recognized air picture by transmitting its own local air picture via a tactical data link to the command center. In return, Skynex can receive target data from other air defense systems or command authority and
hope you guys are enjoying the video. I don't know if it's a little boring for you guys. It's almost over. Mike Subchinsky, thank you for the donation. Thank you for praying for Anne's mom. And I hope you're having a great night, Mike. I appreciate it. Yeah, I heard about the embassy situation. I haven't seen anything about an embassy getting attacked. I think that was fake news. But yeah, an embassy did get attacked like a month ago. So it could happen again. Who knows? This Skynex system is very impressive. This is what's going to Ukraine. Very impressive system.
improve its surveillance capabilities without adding additional sensors. The result is a truly layered air defense architecture, where all air defense means are fully integrated, achieving the highest possible degree of efficiency. Besides constant improvements on their gun systems, Rheinmetall has also been working on new weapon technologies for more than a decade. An ambitious but also very promising project is the high-energy laser system. Its scalable lethality, the low cost per engagement, and the extended engagement range make it the ideal weapon against unmanned aerial systems, in particular drones and other low, slow, and small targets that come in masses. Integrated into the Skynex air defense system, the high-energy laser system certainly adds a first level of saturation resistance that is well required looking at the future threat scenarios. With the current status of the development, Rheinmetall expects its high-energy laser system to be ready and fully operational by 2025. To round up the shooter grid, Rheinmetall is currently developing a new type of very short-range air defense missile. The counter-PGM and counter-RAM missile is specifically designed to counter hard-case targets, such as precision-guided munitions and large artillery shells. With its extended range of up to 6 kilometers against such targets and its multi-launch capability, Skynex will experience a significant performance increase against saturation attacks and enhance its target spectrum. One missile launcher containing up to 60 ready-to-fire missiles can launch up to 5 missiles per second on individually assigned targets. Furthermore, thanks to engagement ranges of up to 10 kilometers against soft-case targets, the new missile significantly increases the combat radius of Skynex and truly contributes to the approach of a layered air defense system. The counter-PGM and counter-RAM missile is planned to be fully operational in 2026. In order to improve the sensor grid of Skynex with regards to saturation and in the future swarm attacks, and to fully exploit the capabilities of the counter-PGM and counter-RAM missile, Rheinmetall has also launched the development of a new type of sensor. The Skynex Advanced Multi-Sensor Unit is the next generation of short-range air defense sensor unit for target search, acquisition, and tracking. The modular architecture allows a combination of various functional modules and sensor technologies, such as active electronically scanned array. The AESA radar suite is complemented with an electro-optical sensor package holding an infrared and a TV camera, as well as laser rangefinders. The AESA radar technology provides full azimuth search coverage and guarantees simultaneous detection of different target types. The advanced multi-sensor unit can seamlessly be integrated into the Skynex system and is remotely controlled from the control node. It will be fully operational and available contemporaneously with the new effectors. Grow your air defense capabilities along with your challenges. With Skynex, you're ready.
So pretty interesting. I have some updated information here coming from Reuters about Zaporizhia. Inspectors denied access to part of Ukrainian nuclear power plant. Head of the UN nuclear power watchdog said on Wednesday his inspectors had been denied access to part of Ukraine's Russian-occupied Zaporizhia nuclear power station and had yet to receive 2024 maintenance plans for the facility. The plant was seized by Russia in the days following Russia's invasion. This is the largest nuclear power plant in Europe, guys. Rafael Grossi, Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, said inspectors at the plant had for 2 weeks had no access to the main halls of reactor 1, 2, and 6. This is the first time that IAEA experts have not been granted access to a reactor hall of a unit that was in cold shutdown, Grossi said in a statement on the IAEA website. This is where the reactor core and spent fuel are located. The team will continue to request this access. So it's the first time that IAEA experts have not been granted access to a reactor hall of a unit that was in cold shutdown. Inspectors had also been restricted in their access to turbine halls at the plant, which is situated in southeastern Ukraine. Petro Kodin, head of Ukraine's state nuclear power company Energoatom, said Russia might be attempting to hide the true state of affairs at the plant. The country's nuclear security could only be restored with the deoccupation of the plant and territories, he added. Grossi said the plant's operators had taken action to ensure backup electricity supplies to the facility when its main external power line is lost, which he described as a repeated occurrence. Losing its main power source has prompted concern as the plant needs power to cool its reactors even when shut down. Grossi said the IAEA had asked the plant's operators for a maintenance schedule for 2024, which has not yet been provided. So not a good sign, guys. That could be another situation. Putin could melt this thing down. That's something that I'm very worried about, is Putin melting this thing down. Before using tactical nukes, he could melt this thing down, and blame it on Ukraine or something. So let me see here. What else? Anything else? Let's see, what else do I have? Apparently, the Dwight Eisenhower Carrier Strike Group entered into the Red Sea through the Bab al-Mandeb Strait. So the Carrier Strike Group is now closer to Yemen. So that's a sign that they're preparing for a massive strike, which I think is coming just any day now. I think there's going to be a massive strike on Yemen. That could happen any day, guys. Let's see. Here we have a updated map here. See here. So you can see the Dwight Eisenhower is now in the strait. Okay. Look at this. It's right next to Yemen, guys. It's right in position now. Look at where this thing is. Okay. It's right next to Yemen. So I think we're going to see a massive strike, guys, very, very soon. Okay. Just going to double check that with another source. See here. Let's check this with another source. Yeah. The USNI News on their fleet tracker, they also have it in the Red Sea. Okay. So multiple sources confirming this. The Dwight Eisenhower is now in the Red Sea. Okay. Look right there, right near Yemen. So that's pretty serious. It's pretty serious. How's it going, Mud and Munitions? Hate to say it, but it needs to happen. Evil needs to be confronted and defeated, not a pat on the back. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. We have to do something. Yeah, we can't just sit back and, let these scumbags do whatever they want. I totally agree. Smoky Mountain Bushcraft, how's it going? Z Cali says U.S. base in Syria attacked by Iraqi militants. Several American troops injured or dead. I'll have to double check that. That sounds like it could be something new. I don't see anything about that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was earlier today. Apparently, there was a big attack on an American military base in eastern Syria amid U.S. action. In Iraq, a drone strike was carried out on the U.S. military base in Syria's Deir al-Zawar. Several U.S. soldiers have reportedly been injured in the drone strike on the base. Some reports claim that the U.S. military suffered infrastructural damage and even casualties. The Islamic resistance in Iraq, in a statement published on Telegram, claimed responsibility for the attack. So you see, guys, they keep things secret from us, okay? They don't tell us until days later. It's really annoying. Really annoying. So thanks for sharing that, Z Cali. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let me just show you some flights we have right now. It looks like we have one aerial refueler coming out of Iraq. And then here we have Forte 15, which was down in the Red Sea overnight. And it looks like it came back from the Red Sea now, and it's going back home to Sicily. And this aerial refueler is coming back from Iraq. So things are definitely moving around here. Otherwise, Europe is pretty quiet tonight. Look at that. There's no planes in Europe. It's very strange to have like no planes at all. Pretty strange. So thank you for that information, Z Kelly. See here. Anything else going on? I think that's pretty much all the breaking news that I have for now. I might wind down the stream shortly here. And I'll definitely be doing more live streams this year in 2024. I plan to do more streams like this one. So definitely stay tuned. If you like these streams, definitely stay tuned. Just checking to see if there's anything else here. Zelensky had a conversation with the president of Turkey, Erdogan. They recently had a conversation, so that's pretty interesting. The U.S. carrier strike group Carl Vinson is apparently sailing with the Philippine Navy in the South China Sea. Aircraft carrier USS Carl Vinson began drills in the South China Sea with the Philippine Navy on Wednesday, the U.S. Navy announced. Meanwhile, the chief of Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force said in his New Year's address that the service will further increase its efforts with its allies and partners to navigate through the raging waves of global security challenges. The Carl Vinson Carrier Strike Group, made up of the Vinson with embarked carrier Air Wing 2 and the cruiser USS Princeton, missile destroyers USS Kidd and USS Sterett, will conduct a 2-day sail with the Philippine Navy offshore patrol vessels. The drills are designed to advance combined capabilities in the maritime domain, said the press release. The Allied forces will sail together and participate in enhanced planning and advanced maritime communication operations. So that's pretty crazy, guys. So the Philippines and the U.S. are now doing drills together. Okay, our carrier strike group is doing drills with Philippine Navy patrol boats. That's pretty serious. We saw in the last few weeks how the Chinese were blockading the Philippine fishermen, so the Philippine fishermen couldn't get through. Good night, Joe. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you. David Stewart is asking, Greg, I have family in Eagle, Idaho. Are they going to be all right in a nuclear war? Let me see. Where's Eagle, Idaho? Let me look that up. Where is that? Oh, that's a suburb of Boise. Yeah, Eagle, Idaho is a good spot. You're north of the river there, the Boise River. You want to be on the northern side of Boise, north of the Boise River, so you don't have any bridges to cross and you don't have a big city to cross. Yeah, Eagle's a good area because you're going to want to go north. You can stay in Eagle. You'd be better off bugging out somewhere going north towards the Panhandle. You don't have to go all the way up to the Panhandle, but it would be good to get away from the Boise area because Boise has a good amount of people. So you want to have some distance. But yeah, it's not a bad area to be. It's not a bad area to be. For sure. It's definitely a good spot. Idaho in general is a very safe place for a prepper. It's one of the better states for preppers. Actually, Idaho is one of the top states for preppers. Idaho, I would say in the top 3 or top 5 states if you're a prepper. Like central Idaho or northern Idaho, Southern Idaho is good, but the problem with Southern Idaho is that it's kind of dry, you know. But once you get further north, there's more moisture. Um, so, you know, there's not a lot of population and you have a lot of natural barriers around you. So you have like Eastern Oregon and Eastern Washington are all just high desert. So that's a natural barrier from, you know, the Seattle, Portland area. For if people want to go towards Idaho, that's a natural barrier there. Western Montana is good, except you have to keep in mind you have the missile fields over here, just like northeast of Great Falls. So there's 150 silos up here. But like far western Idaho, far western Montana's good, like Missoula, Whitefish, Kalispell. Those are good areas for preppers. Even, you know, Bozeman, Livingston area, Helena, not bad. Those are all good, you know, but you don't want to be in like central or eastern Montana. Um, so Mike Subchinsky, thank you for the super chat. I love all my brothers and sisters in Jesus. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate all your support. Lorna says, do these earlier streams. Definitely. Did I hear Biden's angry speech today? He hates this country. No, I didn't actually, but that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all. Yes, I did hear about the Canadian that was Rob Furlong. Yeah, Rob Furlong, that was impressive. Yeah, he's really good sniper. Um, Greg, in Guyana, we are peaceful, going on vast developments with China company building 2 bridges over our Demerara River at Georgetown and Linden locations and others between Guyana and Suriname. Thank you, Patrick. Patrick Noel Cheeks. Looks like you're in Guyana. You actually live there. That's very cool. I've seen you comment before. Diva's mom says, we love you, Greg. Go get some rest. I definitely will. So I think I'm going to wind down the live stream, guys. And I'll probably do another stream. I don't know, maybe Sunday night. I don't know, or tomorrow. I mean, it's going to be a snowstorm, so I might even do a stream tomorrow. Might be a more laid back stream tomorrow. I'll see. You know, I'll see how much time I have and stuff, but maybe I'll do something this weekend possibly, because it's going to be snowing here, so I'm not going to have anything really better to do anyway. I'm going to, you know, be snowed in. So Griffiths Air Force Base. Yeah, Griffiths Air Force Base used to be NORAD. It used to be like a major base there during the Cold War for a NORAD. It was part of the East Coast air defense sector. It still is, but it used to have a much bigger role. Now it's not as important as it used to be. I've been to Griffiths Air Force Base before a few times. Bradley Moore, thanks for all your support. I appreciate it. Pamela, Lorna, Smokin' Swamp, Toolmaker, Desert Racer, K. Paul. Thank you, K. Paul. I really appreciate all your support. You're the man. Yeah, check out my Dark Winter series. That's my fictional nuclear war survival series. And looks like someone's having a birthday. Who's having a birthday here? Smokin' Swamp is going to be having a birthday soon. So happy early birthday, Smokin' Swamp. I wish you another year of you know, happiness, and I hope your channel grows, and I wish you and your family health and all the best. Diva's mom, good to see you. and have a good night. Can I do a deep dive into chemical weapons taken out of Iraq when we invaded and which Iranian proxies have control of them? That would be a good thing to look into. Yeah, I can research that for sure. Greg, you and Smokin should go Bigfoot hunting. Yeah, I would love to. He's down in Florida though, but yeah, that would be cool. That would be awesome. New York Adventurer says NORAD has a Santa tracker every Christmas. Yeah, the Santa tracker. Um, yeah, that thing is cool. Happy early birthday to Smokin' Swamp Outdoors. So I'm going to wind it down, guys. Great to see you again. Um, and wish you guys a great weekend if I don't see you again over the weekend. Mud and Munition says, funny how folks try and say NYPrepper is doom and gloom. Meanwhile, is one of the most positive and genuine folks on YouTube, and it's a fact, always wishing people well. Thank you, Mud. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you to say. Thank you so much. What about the aliens in the Miami Mall? I don't know. I think that's fake footage. I saw something about that. There's definitely UFOs out there. You know, we've seen those little balls flying through the sky, so it wouldn't surprise me if there were aliens here. But I think that footage might be fake. I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to research more about that. So have a good night, guys, and I'll see you soon. I'll be back tomorrow with more updates and potentially a live stream tomorrow night. We'll see. If I do a live stream, it'll probably be more laid back. Maybe I'll, do a gaming stream. Who knows if I can set that up. So have a good night, guys. Take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.